So I bet you're wondering why there's some Marvel vs. Capcom music playing in the background. Well, the reason is because Mortal Kombat 1 is pretty much Earthrealm versus Outworld 3, the fate of the future, or I don't know, whatever you want to call this game, because this game is just a Marvel game. How the assists work, how there's air combos, I feel as if they got a little bit inspired, like a little bit or something. There's no, without a way, there has to be at least a little bit inspiration from Marvel, like come on now. My beta experience though, so far, jokes aside, it was pretty good. I will say there was a lot of bugs that I experienced, but it didn't hinder my experience because it was a beta, so I'm like, they'll figure it out. But it was pretty fun. Like, I'll say this about playing MK1. The game still feels like an MK game, so it's kind of like a little bit of, I want to say a little delay for sometimes you need inputs. At least to me, that's what it's always felt like to me. And so that's still in there if you know what I'm talking about. I think the rollback, is there a rollback? I don't know. The internet connection or whatever, it's good, but it's also bad. Like, it's in between, because there's a lot of matches, even when people that had like a LAN cable like I do, the matches were actually not too good. Like, you could tell even before the match began in the character select screen if it's like super buggy or not. I just exited out the match. Like, you can, in the character select screen, when you're online, you can just press circle and just back out, or whatever button you do, like with Xbox or whatever. That's what I did. I was like, I'm good, I'm not doing this. But besides that, the gameplay was fun. I will say that I was getting beat down quite a lot, because I felt as if people were looking up combos and stuff, or just, they were already labbing while, you know, I had to go to work and stuff, so I was just getting cooked for a minute. The last day, though, I learned some stuff, and then I looked up, like, maybe just one video, and I'm like, okay. Then I started beating everybody up. I'm like, okay, finally. Because I was doing relatively well in the beginning day. Then the second and third, I was getting cooked. Like, it was a little hairy. Like, I feel as if everybody had optimal combo, but I didn't figure that out yet. Because I didn't, like, I was moving around the characters. I was using sort of everybody. I didn't record everybody, but I was using a little bit of everybody to see how they were. But I mainly tried to stick with Johnny Cage and Lee May. Now, the problem I had, like, fighting a person, he's not relatively strong. I think the strongest character in the beta is Johnny Cage. That's easy. Johnny Cage and maybe Lee May, because she has an infinite with the lanterns, but that's it. But Sub-Zero, mad annoying to fight. If you have Sub-Zero with a Sonya Blade assist, what you could do is you could do the overhead, right? And then bang skull, bang skull, and then jump in the air, do a combo, whatever, and then do other assists. But he also has another thing with Sonya Blade, which makes him a 50-50 character if he has her, which you could do his little slide thing, which is safe on block, so you can do low into slide. If they block it, well, you're fine. But if they don't and they get hit by it, you can do that, call in Sonya Blade. Since you go up with the low, she'll hit you and extend the combo. That's 30% of your health. So it's like, what? I was like, that annoyed me, so I just wanted to mention that. So depending on the assist, that can change the character's dynamic entirely of what they can do. Like, especially for Lee May, her best assist is probably Frost, or I want to say Jax is good too because of his grab, his gotcha grab. That is actually really good in corner, but Frost, probably one of the best assists, and Kano, those two specifically, I think, were the ones that were really messing people up online. When it comes to just the characters overall, how they play, I think everybody, surprisingly, like, this is even for me, everybody was fun. Like, I never liked Katana before, but using this version of the time, like, man, I might just try her out a little bit, like, because I was using her a little bit in freaking the classic, or the tower mode or whatever, and I was just going through that, like, repeat. I'm like, man, she's kind of fun. I was learning some new cool stuff. I never went online with her because I was afraid of getting beat down, but like, she was really fun. I think everybody in the game is going to be relatively their own thing. Like, there's obviously, you know, other categories or whatever, but you can play however you want to play the character with your own expression, is what I'm trying to say, because Johnny Cage might not have range, but you just throw in a cameo that has range. There you go, you have range. So you could just change your whole setup if you want to, judging by the cameos and also how you play, because I'm not gonna lie, having Kano with Johnny is disgusting. That's probably his best combo. Like, Frost is good, but Kano, no, he's way better in my opinion for him. He's way better. Now, mentioning some of the bugs I did experience, like, I did record them, but I don't feel like putting them in like the video. A little bit of laziness, but also I'm not sure if it's gonna work, because I tried doing it before on my PlayStation. I recorded on my PlayStation for that, and it didn't work. So I'm just gonna tell you what they were. The ones I've experienced so far were probably the Kano grab one, where if he grabs you, he stabs you, but he's not near you, like, at all. He's like in a different area on the map. There is also the one with Jax, where if he grabs you, but I'm pretty sure everybody experienced that one, where he grabs you, there's no sound effect. There's another one where if you beat a person, like if you rematch them or whatever, and they do the intros or whatever, that the sound effects don't work. They're not like there yet. Exactly, it's very much delayed. I'm not sure if that's like just the network thing or glitch, but just wanted to mention that too. There's also another one where I beat the person and like they quit though before like I finished them. Like I hit them, finished, but it was frozen. And then so I'm pretty sure it would have been quitality. So it stopped the game, resumed it. They were on the ground. It was still like you know, black, white, and gray, or whatever. And I was just sitting there. I couldn't move. I actually had to exit out of the game. That was one that I was like, okay, that one's pretty bad. There's also one that if you beat a person like in a round, just like a one round or like whatever, you I'm not sure what I think it was like a network thing mixed with a bug because of the connection. But I would beat them. The cameo would show up in the back. Then the screen would zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, just repeatedly, which caused a little bit of screen tearing a little bit. I was like, okay, that's a little insane. There was another one where, well, this one's probably gonna be, this one needs to go. If anything, this one is probably the worst one experience, which was, well, I don't really exactly know how I did it, but it involved the cameo. I think I grabbed them, or, 'cause I didn't record this one, but I grabbed them, I think, or I used the cameo or whatever, and I got switched to the side of the cameo. Like, you know, I'll just say it like this. Your character's on the right side, and the cameo's on the left side. I was on the left side. And so the positioning of me and my opponent were very different. When he was punching me, I was further away, so I couldn't tell if I was near him or not. And then when I grabbed him, I couldn't tell if I was near him or not. And I would grab him, and he would just be getting beat up by air while I'm in the background doing the move. It was really strange. That one is probably the worst one in the game so far that I've experienced. And yeah, that's all the ones I can remember currently at the moment, but there's like only 2 ones that are really bad. The other ones are kind of just funny. Honestly, they're a little funny. I also wanted to mention the sound effects of the game, like when they work or whatever, you know, the sound effects, the music, and all that stuff. It sounds really good. The music somewhat reminds me of MK11 with X a little bit, like the menu screen. 11, heavily 11, but like a peaceful version of it, I guess. No time, you know, hourglass violin type of deal, none of that, but something more Mortal Kombat. That's the best way I can describe it, not weird. When it comes to the sound effects of you just hitting people, I think it sounds really good. A lot of them sound really unique and interesting. Like, I've heard some of these before in 11, or maybe just not. I don't know. It sounds similar to 11, but there's higher quality, I guess you could say. Maybe I don't really know. I'm just gonna stop talking and let you hear in the background, like the sound effects, so just get your own opinion of it. But yeah, that's what it sounds like, and I think they did a really good job on the sound team for this, so you can expect more sounds like that obviously when the full game's out, and music and whatever stuff, you know. I don't think I have like a complaint so far about the beta, really, at all. Well, actually, this would have been cool if they did it, but for like playing the Classic Tower, just casual offline, it would have been cool, even though I know they're saving this for the base game, is for us to have like the system where you can view the moveset, like, not view, apply the moveset, like tags on it on the screen while you're fighting, so you can just understand the button layouts and stuff like that. Because it was hard for me to just do that and jump online, because I would forget a lot of the time. That's why I would drop a lot of stuff in the videos you saw. I just couldn't remember it because I was processing other characters' moveset. I'm like, oh wait, I'm not using that character anymore, I'm using this character. That would have been helpful, but obviously that'll be in the full game, so that's not really a complaint per se. That's just me saying, that would have been cool. But otherwise, the beta was fine. I enjoyed it. I was getting beat down, but I still had fun. So I think that's a good, you know, that's a good game so far. Good game. And I enjoyed especially learning from my mistakes and getting better. Because once I figured out my opponent, I didn't necessarily need to use combos to beat them. I actually just outplayed them a lot of the times using my own cameo and using my knowledge of just past MK games to beat most of my opponents, which is what I did primarily. But to pretty much end the video here, the best thing I could tell you to take away from it is that cameos are really good and you should use them. Pretty much, cameos are good. Use them. They're a big core part of the game. Like, you can beat someone without them. Do I recommend it? To try it? No, do not do that. You should use them because they're very beneficial to extend your combos and make your characters more creative how you play them. Like, give you literally a funner way to experience it. Not a funner way. That's not a word. A more amusing or entertaining way to use your character. That's the word I'm gonna use. One of those two. But yeah, either way, I hope you guys have a great day, night, noon, or whatever time period you guys love that, man. And I will see you guys next time.